Hi guys, it's Deborah from North of Somewhere Nomad, and I am going to do a video today. It's an update on the mechanical issues that I was having that I started to explain in my last video. So in this video, I'm going to go from the point of what I talked about in my last video and up to speed, because it was quite a crazy ride. So if you're interested in hearing more about it, let's go. Hi guys, so here's what has gone down since my last video, where I shared the news that I was given by the automotive shop about the state of my car, and that was a 4-page report on what they found during that little inspection. So I was really not sure what to do, and so after I uploaded that last video, I then contacted Lauren from Lowlee's Off-Road, and I just want to say that he's an amazing person. He does so much for the van life community here on Vancouver Island. And so I just I asked him, about this report that I got. So he said bring the car over and he would have a look at it. So that's what I did. And I showed Lauren this 4-page report and it was pretty shocking, because I don't know, all the things that they listed were, each thing was like dollar after dollar after dollar. So anyway, I showed him the report and he was also, taken aback by the amount of things. But the worst part was obviously that there were issues with the transmission. And I explained to him that they told me that in order to even get to the transmission to assess it, all these components had to be taken out, and just getting to the transmission would have cost me $2,000, according to the automotive shop. So I said, can you just have a look? So he said, yeah. So the first thing he did was he took the car out for a little spin, because that was the first thing he did. So then he came back and he said, I didn't see anything wrong with the transmission. It shifted really well between gears, and then he accelerated really fast and braked really fast. Anyway, so he said he was going to hook the car up to his diagnostic machine, and so he did, and it gave no codes for anything transmission related. And so he's like, your transmission is fine. I was like, and then so he looked over the 4-page report, and in that 4-page report was, some information that my tires were in really rough shape. So Lauren looked at the tires, and sure enough, they were really in rough shape. In fact, he said that there was maybe 2 to 3 months life left in the tires. And so then he also, as he was inspecting the tire, noticed that my brakes pads or rotors or whatever they're called, were really in rough shape. But there was no indication of that on the 4-page report from the other automotive shop. So he's like, So I said, okay, I'm going to get the new tires, and I'm going to get the brakes fixed. And then he also found under the car was a slight bit of moisture. The way the automotive shop explained it was that there was a major leak. So long story short, the remedy was to, of course, change the brakes, or fix the brakes, get the new tires on, and put a product into my oil that would seal the leak from the inside out. And so that was what it came down to. So I said, let's go ahead, and Lauren ordered the brakes and put the brakes on for me. Truly blessed for this guy. And then he put the liquid in the oil tank, which would work over time. Plus I had just had an oil change, so everything was good there. And then, so I made the decision to, instead of buying 4 new tires for my car, I had all seasons up at my son's home in way northern BC. So rather than buy 4 new tires, which was 2, 4, 6, 8, I decided to make the trip. Once the new brakes were on, I decided to make the trip up to my son's in typical Nomad fashion. Just hopped in the car and made it a venture. So it took me something like 2.5 days to get up here. And then once I got up here, we made an appointment at the tire service center to take off the old tires and put on the new ones. So that was done 2 days ago. So mechanically, the car is in terrific condition. And the new tires are actually in mint condition. So, really it needed those things. So new tires, new brakes, the product that goes into the oil tank to seal off the leak, and that was it. So at this moment right now, my car is mechanically sound, and the drive up to where I'm at my son's house in northern BC was 1,300 kilometers. And all that trip was amazing. Like the car just ran like, brilliant. And I think what happened then, because I was really, having a lot of anxiety if the transmission was going to go and the money it would cost and blah, blah, blah. So that trip up here was so, relaxing. And I was able to just shift from this crisis into this, everything's fine now. And it is like, I just feel like so good about the car. And I'm also committed now to making regular, getting my oil changed, all the things that I should have been doing. So, yeah. So that's it, guys. That is the update of my mechanical issues that I brought up in my last video. So I just wanted to update that. And, I got a lot of great comments. People were like, get a second opinion and, all those things. So I did, and I'm just really grateful for Lauren. He's, a super amazing human. And so what I'm going to do is in a few days, 2 or 3 days, I'm going to be heading back to the island. And I'm just taking my time. I'll probably go to a few campgrounds. And along that way, I'm going to do my tour, because I did spend a lot of time organizing my car while I've been up here. And I could tell you, obviously I wasn't sleeping in my car. So going from sleeping in my car and then having sleeping inside of a house, it was really rough. Like for the first 2 days, I could barely sleep. It just, in my little car, it's been like a little cocoon, right? So all of a sudden I'm in this big room. It was really hard for me to sleep, and it just felt so odd. But the one thing I loved was having a bubble bath. I've been having a bubble bath every night, and I knew this was one of the major things that I would miss about, a sticks and bricks home. I have a really amazing shower system when I go to my gym, Anytime Fitness, but honestly, having a bubble bath every night that I've been here has just been heaven. So so what I was going to say was, on my way back down to the island, I'm probably going to take three days maybe to get back. I wanted to go a different route that was going to allow me to avoid the Vancouver, the mainland traffic. It's just coming up here. When I went through Vancouver, it was an absolute nightmare. And the ferry dropped me off in Horseshoe Bay. I think it was like 8 or 8:30. So I merged into high intensity traffic. The commute, people who work 9 to 5s. I don't know how they function. And it stayed a traffic jam like for about an hour and a half up. And it was both ways, traffic jam going out and traffic jam. Anyway, I'm trying to avoid that if I can. So I was thinking of going a different way that would bring me down to Powell River. And then Powell River, you can catch the ferry and it would bring you to Campbell River. And that's perfect. That's like where I mostly hang out, between Campbell River and Courtney and even Parksville. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, But if I do, I'll probably film some. But even so, along the way, I'm going to do my car tour because it's super organized. Like the foundation of it is, some things still shift around, but I feel like I'm ready to, you know, say this is my rig. It's changed multiple times over the last couple months. In fact, I'm coming up to my 2-month anniversary. And yeah, I might do an update there too, because the second month has been, you know, solely stealth camping, and it's a completely different experience from camping, car camping, right? So although you know, it's been stealth camping, it's not really like, I have not done the sleeping on a parking in a like side street or something. I only did, I think, 2 nights in a parking lot by my gym, but I don't do that anymore. I've committed to only staying in rest stops, like places where it's permitted, so that I don't have that added stress of somebody knocking on my door and asking me to move, because my rig isn't set up for that kind of stealthiness to just hop from the sleeping area into my driver's seat. Yeah, so that's what's coming up, guys. So if you like this video, hit thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, you're just checking me out, it would be great if you subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming out about car life and all things related to that. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.